All right, well, welcome back. We'll get over this, right? When I saw this next story, admittedly, I didn't believe it. I find myself doing that more often nowadays, though, because some of these things are just crazy. I don't have any of these on my bingo card, but here you go. Before becoming Senator, Mark Kelly, he's a Democrat from Arizona, was not only an astronaut, but also he co-founded a company called Worldview, and that specialized in spy balloons, which was funded in part by a venture capitalist firm in China called Tencent. Yeah, and they have close ties to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I can't believe it, but it's true. Now, while Kelly's company started out with a focus on space tourism via these balloons, the vision evolved with the maturing of the company's technology to say this: as we matured our technology, we recognized an opportunity for immediate use cases for our technology through remote sensing services to defense, scientific, and commercial customers. That's what a spokesman for his firm Worldview told Fox News Digital. Worldview also said on Saturday that their Chinese venture capitalist firm, Tencent, who backs the company, has zero access, zero input, and zero control over the company. Yeah, kind of like TikTok. Right. Kelly stepped away from his position at Worldview in 2019 to prepare for his U.S. Senate run. But in an era as sensitive as the one we're in right now, stuff like this, that's going to raise a few eyebrows, I should say, right? I know someone that will have something to say about this for sure. Please welcome to the show, Ms. Rebecca Walser, Walser Wealth Manager. She's the president down there in Tampa. Thanks for taking the time on a Monday. We were talking off air, Rebecca. When I saw this, I thought it was fake. I didn't believe the story. But here we are, once again, another story I didn't have on my bingo card. What say you?
Oh my gosh. Well, let's start with the last point that you made, Scott, because you made so many that basically they said, we didn't have anything to do with it. We couldn't see what they were doing. We didn't. Okay. So what is a Chinese company investing money in Mark Kelly's spy balloon company if they have nothing, no input, no designs, no plans, no understanding of what this company is doing? So that on its face, Scott, let's just call it, that just makes no sense at all on its face. Like, stop telling us lies to our face and making them sound like we're supposed to, swallow them like, wonderful candy at Easter. Give me a break. But what this really highlights, Scott, is something much, much bigger that we have been just avoiding like the plague, because the people that write the laws are the people that actually have to attack their own behavior. And therefore, it doesn't happen. It's so funny because we are certainly 100,000% an administrative police state. We have so many laws that if you actually followed them, you're probably breaking 3 to 10 laws every single day with any part of your behavior on a daily basis. We are certainly written up on laws, but yet we don't have current laws on insider trading for Congress. And we can see Nancy Pelosi's trades. We can see her returns. I'm not just picking on Nancy Pelosi. It's on all sides. It's a Democrat thing. Believe me, it's both sides of the House and Senate. To be literal. So it's insider trading, Scott. It's this kind of thing that they can do. They can start companies that have investment by Chinese companies that are tied to the CCP, and yet they still become a U.S. sitting senator representing U.S. citizens and taxpayers. And this is what the American people get so sick and tired of. It's like, why can't we be represented by the average Joe farmer guy that understands the heartland, that understands, you need clean dirt, you need clean water, you need unencumbered skies, you need to be able to, do what you need to do. And yes, there's government subsidies, but why can't we be run by normal people? These people all get corrupted. I can't tell you how many white papers have been written now of how much they go in with and how much they leave with. Every average congressman, it's disgusting. And you have to ask yourself, what is happening? And all of the platitudes and all of the explanations away of, they didn't have access, or, they didn't, or there was a firewall. Give me a break. There's no firewall when you were making $150,000 a year and you leave a multimillionaire. It just is, there's no firewall. Something is not going right. And this is what the American people are sick sick of.
Well, I agree 100%. And look, we're talking about returns. I'll talk about returns in two ways. Number one, you mentioned Nancy Pelosi, but say if you're getting the returns that she was getting on her stock portfolio, there's no reason she should have been in Congress. She should have been doing that full time and raising money to do it for other people.
She should have been the #1 analyst and trader in the United States.
She should have her own show like CNBC or be trading on CNBC. And I mean, it's ridiculous. But number two, and if, it's like everybody know, it's like an open secret. We all know that that's going on, but nobody will really dive in and investigate it because, again, no one will be able to make their extra money, right? They don't want to investigate it. But here's my other issue. You know, TikTok at least makes a lot of money. Or at least I imagine it makes a lot of money. So there's no excuse that why is the CCP in a balloon business in the U.S. that's got something to do with the U.S. sitting senator? They're not doing it for the money. I can't believe that. I have no idea what their revenues were, but I'm going to guess they're far short of TikTok's. But I can't believe that they're in it for the money. And if they're not in it for the money, then you have to ask yourself, what are they in it for? And I think we all know the answer to that question. So it doesn't pass the smell test. It smells so far away, I can't believe it. But yes, you're right. He steps away, gets elected to be a senator, and nobody cares.
I mean, it's kind of a Doge-esque type of thing. It's not going to be Doge, but there has got to be some third party that is brought in to, and it's not the Office of Government Accountability either, because they're not doing it either. I mean, we have these things already. That's what I'm trying to say, Scott. And yet they do not independently investigate. They do not do their job. Why is a former astronaut starting a spy balloon company that has investments from Chinese companies tied to the CCP? And why is he giving that up right before he runs for Senate? And why wasn't that a part of his Senate campaign? Like, why didn't we address that? Why didn't the discovery on the other side say, hey, this is what you're doing. This is who you are. This is just pathetic. The American people are so tired of our country being sold out because there's nothing left for our grandchildren. It's all been sold to the rest of the world. And we're going to wake up and we just were derelict, Scott. We were derelict and keeping the watchdog eye on our government. And now so many of our resources and so many of our really long-term, just the debt situation alone that has crippled our children and our grandchildren, and really us. I'm not going to lie. We're not going to escape this, Scott. You and I are not old enough to escape this. Our children, our grandchildren. And so we've got to have some kind of third party that can go in and look at insider trading. We've got to develop laws around that. But we can't have this. We cannot be selling out the rights and the interests of America for your own personal benefit. And then you become a congressman. It's disgusting.
Well, I mean, Thomas Jefferson would be rolling over his grave because that's why it's called public service. You're doing a service for the public. It's not called public enrichment, right? So, and it's all changed. They go to Congress to get rich now, and we all know you can be a bartender, go to Congress as a representative, making 180 grand a year, and then in 10 years you're worth 10 million. Senator. You're worth 10 million. You're worth 10 million.
And become a senator.
Yeah, and then become a senator. All right, great to have you on.
On the way to becoming a senator, right?
And then president probably too. All right. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Rebecca Walser.
Help us all.
Coming to us exactly from Tampa, Florida. Walser with Management.